All right, let's see. Does this sound better? All right, let's see. Does this sound better? Oh, baby. Oh, baby, that's sounding good. Oh, baby, that's sounding good. See, I know this IT shit. I can figure this out. It just takes me a second. Got some glare over there. Close this door. What's up, everybody? Downtown Dave here with the 2024 Bitcoin halving. So today, in about an hour, uh, we're gonna no longer create 6 Bitcoin every minute. It's gonna go down to 3. So that's kind of a big deal. Well, I said every minute, every 10 minutes. So, um, yeah, an hour to go and 10 minutes. So I heard that we were cruising through blocks today. It's not exactly every 10 minutes that a block gets created. That's what it kind of averages out to with the math behind the difficulty of it. If you have any Bitcoin questions, I'm here. I'm not an expert in this stuff. Before I was downtown Dave, I used to be Bitcoin Dave. Dave has many hats. There's Bitcoin Dave, there's Downtown Dave, there's Radio Dave, there's Deacon Dave, uh, lots of Daves. I don't know why I have all these stupid names, but yeah. How can you tell who owns Bitcoin at a party? It's the guy usually sitting in the corner like this, watching the people dance. That's the guy that owns all the Bitcoin. Uh, I just had that meme popping in my head. Don't worry, they'll tell you. You know, I used to kind of be like that. Nah, I keep my big mouth shut about it. After everyone got squashed, um, I just I just do my own thing. I really don't care what you know, if you have it, if you don't, I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna worry about myself. So yeah, they say crypto ruins lives, but it has brought my family closer. We live in a one bedroom until now. Okay, that's kind of cool. I don't know if you just are homeless now or if you got a bigger house. Um, yeah, that's cool. If you made a little cash, I'm happy for you. Um, I don't mess with crypto. I only mess with Bitcoin. I don't even mess with it. I just buy it. I don't sell it. So you have to make that distinction between crypto and Bitcoin. This is like a Maxi saying. I don't know if you know what Maxi is, but um, I don't mess with all those Shiba coins and I used to. Back in the day, I used to. But I got effed. I lost a lot of money in trading S coins. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on this. I might get censored. Um, that's great. Uh, that's great. Yeah, trying to find a girl that takes Bitcoin. Okay. So yeah, we got an hour. I don't know. Maybe I should have started this like 10 minutes before, but we got an hour to go here. 8 blocks. 8 blocks remaining. Mempool That Space has a pretty cool website, but this is what I found for a live stream. And I don't know who's publishing this or where it's from, but it seems to be pretty on topic for what's going on. Yeah. All right, we got 3 people in the room. This is probably the most people I've ever had in this apartment in my life. So, yay. But yeah, coming back to Bitcoin. So today is the day. Today is the day. So yeah, I thought it was going to be April 20th, but I forgot we're in Eastern time, so it is going to hit on April 20th. It's 4:20, man. 4:20, always on time. I actually had, so my old car, I used to have a bumper sticker that said 4:20, always on time. I used to get pulled over a lot, and obviously that's why. But those are back in my high school days. So cool. So April 20th, we're actually going to get our half million. That's pretty cool. Elon Musk would be happy with that. So we got 8 blocks remaining. They estimate about an hour to go here, which is kind of weird because a block is designed to take 10 minutes, right? So if we have 8 blocks remaining, that should take 80 minutes, right? Which is an hour and 20. Gears turning slowly. But like I said, so when miners put mining on the network, put more hash power on the network, things start to speed up. Actually, I have a Bitcoin miner if you want to see what it looks like. Let me go get it. Where is it? So, this thing has a lease. This is not something that a normal person would ever have in their house. Oh, baby. Look at this bad boy here, yeah. Look at that. So this was recently decommissioned from a Bitcoin mine that I had. What was this? I guess it doesn't say. I had 4 of these machines running through a company called Compass Mining, and they were hosting these things for me. They manage all the electricity and stuff. I just pay them a flat rate. And I got this thing off the network, and I'm going to throw it on eBay here, sell it to some third world country or something, because it's just not, it's not top of the line anymore. And that's kind of, you're going to get squeezed out of the mining game if you don't have top of the line hashing power, especially in, whoa, hey, we just hit 7 blocks. In about an hour here, a lot of these things aren't going to be making money anymore depending on the cost of electricity. So this unit here was the 88 terahash T19. It's labeled an S19. I don't know why. If that's just like the series, or this is Compass Company. I don't know if they're shady or something, like swapping parts on me. But this thing is the beast. So if you look, I don't know if you can see this. There's 2 IEC connectors on the bottom of this. You see that? Oh, I gotta go up a little higher. So this thing, you need 2 power cords to run this thing. This whole side here is power supply, and inside this unit here are a bunch of hash boards, or just boards with specific integrated circuits that are made specifically for hashing Bitcoin. They're called ASICs, Application Specific Integrated Circuits, right? And I can't plug this in an apartment. 1, I don't have enough power, and 2, these fans are like jet engines. Oh, look at this. It's not even screwed closed. Good job, Compass. So, yeah, I had 4 of these running, cranking out some dough. I bought them a few years ago, and they paid themselves off really well. And now they're doing a little bit better than break even, but in about an hour from now, I don't think it's going to be a net loss for me, unless this price skyrockets here. Although, let me double check that math, because I think I did some calculations based on averages for this past year on the price action when I did my taxes. But right now, our price is actually good, kind of good, right? So I think this still may be profitable game through Compass, but it's going to be close. So I don't know what I'm going to do with my other 2 machines, if I'm just going to give them away or pay to have them brought back. It's like $200 for shipping and cleaning, and they send you broken shit. I don't even know if this thing works. I don't even know if this thing was mine. I don't know. I can't really trust these guys. So, yeah. So this is a Bitcoin miner, and so you don't really mine Bitcoin in Michigan. I'm in Detroit. DTE is the worst company in the world. They charge you, our electric rates here are just ridiculous, right? So it's really not profitable to run something like this. You're starting to see these Bitcoin mines move closer and closer to cheaper electricity, whether it's renewable or right at the the substation, or like, you know, where the electricity is generated, right? So you can't really run these on your house power, at least not here in Michigan. Maybe out west where you got cheaper electricity, you can, but they're not too good out here. So yeah, so like I ran these for about 2-3 years, I think. I think I bought these when I was in my old house. So they've done pretty well. The cool thing about these, as compared to just buying Bitcoin on an exchange, is that this Bitcoin goes straight to your wallet from the block origination. From as soon as that block is mined, that coin goes right from the mining pool into your wallet, right? And there's no record of who owns that wallet. I mean, this, what they called it is KYC free, know your customer, KYC free Bitcoin. You know, I'm not trying to I don't hide my finances. I'm upfront with Uncle Sam with my taxes and everything. I tell him exactly how much I make. I keep good records of all that stuff. But in the future, there may be a premium on KYC free Bitcoin. So I'm going to hold on to that stuff. Bitcoin that's never actually been any ownership tracked to it or anything like that. Why would that be worth more? I don't know. It's still Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is Bitcoin. Maybe it's worth less though. Some of these exchanges may blacklist it. I don't know. But to me, I think it's a good thing. So I'm holding on to that Bitcoin, and I had a Bitcoin or 2 from the old days. I don't know if I ever told anyone, I blew a lot of money, a lot of Bitcoins on stupid shit. Stupid shit. No regrets, right? I gotta get that tattoo, no regrets. Those are good jokes again. So yeah, I bought a Surface Pro 4 when it was brand new. I bought it on Newegg for 4 Bitcoin. Yeah. So that would have been like $240,000 right now that I spent on a Surface Pro 4. That the battery doesn't even work anymore and it's dead. And I bought the wife an iPhone 6, I think, brand new. I think I paid 4 Bitcoin or 5 Bitcoin for that. I forget. Yeah, those hurt. I got screenshots of those. That's back when Newegg was popular. Okay, boomer. Newegg used to be cool, man. That was the place. And they took Bitcoin back in the day. I don't even know if Yeah, I think they're still around, but they're not popular like they used to be. So, going back to this happening, right? So every 4 years, um, we hit this what we call as a happening. When Bitcoin first came out, it was 50 Bitcoin that were produced every 10 minutes, right? And this is all like in math. Let me plug in the phone, make sure we don't, battery doesn't die here. So, when Bitcoin first came out, we were getting 50 Bitcoin per block. Can you imagine solo mining back in the day? Solo mining means you're mining all by yourself. You're not sharing that mining with anyone else, which we call pooled mining right now. And if you won a block solo mining, you would have received 50 Bitcoin in your wallet. And there's OGs back in the day. They'd hit block, especially when GPU mining first came out. Those guys that had the graphics cards, they'd hit block after block after block, just racking the stuff up, man. I didn't have any. I was late to the game on that. When I started doing it, it was pooled mining. There was no point to kind of solo mine. So we were at 50 Bitcoin every 10 minutes, and that got cut in half to, 25. 25 got cut in half into 12 and a quarter. 12 and a quarter got cut in half. What we have now is 6.025 or whatever it is. So in this 55 minutes here, they're estimating we're gonna hit 3.125 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. And every 4 years, that's going to be cut in half until there's no more Bitcoin left to mine. How far out is that in the future? Hundreds of years. There's kind of I forget what the mathematical term is. There's an exponential decay or growth to that, I think, where your amount produced, you have a lot at the beginning, and then it tapers out for the long run, and there's really not that much down the road. A new Bitcoin created down the road. So I think we have like 19 million Bitcoin mined right now out of 21 million. 21 million is the maximum that could ever exist, ever. And that just can't be changed, right? And that's based on the code and the math and the consensus of the network. Everyone agrees this is how it is. And even if like some developer said, or some rogue guy, I'm going to run a node that makes it 22 million or something, his contributions to the network are just going to be discarded because there's no consensus on it. So it's set in stone, 21 million. And we're still early in the game here. If you don't have any, so that's a question I get asked a lot. It's like, to me, I think it's a stupid question, but it's an education thing, right? So someone will tell me, hey, I can't afford Bitcoin. It's too late for me. Bitcoin's $63,000. I don't have that kind of money. But you don't have to buy a full Bitcoin, right? You can get a fraction of Bitcoin, just like a dollar. You can get pennies, fractions of a dollar or pennies. Well, Satoshis are a fraction of Bitcoin, right? So each Bitcoin has 100 million Satoshis in it. I think that's right. I'm having a little brain fart right now. 100 million Satoshis per Bitcoin. Thinking if that's right. I think that's right, yeah. And so it's much more divisible than the dollar, right? There's some question as to still, is that not enough for global supply? We'll see. We'll see. That's on the base layer of 100 million. you can take it to the next layer, which is the Lightning Network, and you can divide Satoshi's fractions of Satoshi. So really it's kind of infinite once you start going to these other scaling layers. But on the main chain, the base layer, the main just good old OG Bitcoin core, the Bitcoin network, it's 100 million Satoshis per Bitcoin. I think the actual amount that will ever be created is a little slightly less than 21 million. It's 19,999 or something like that. I forget what the exact amount is, just due to some odd numbers. I think Satoshi Nakamoto, the OG, the guy who invented Bitcoin himself, I think he mined some Bitcoins in the early days that can't be spent, or something different about the code then. I don't really remember. Satoshi Nakamoto, he is the elusive, unknown enigma that invented Bitcoin, and nobody knows who he is, right? He's this guy that wrote a white paper. He was active on some computer forums, some computer security, and some cryptographic forums in the early 2000s. And he created what we call the white paper, the Bitcoin white paper, and it describes pretty simply what Bitcoin is. It's not a very complicated document. It's plain English. I think it's 4 pages. 4 pages for the white paper, and from that, it's kind of like a standards document which created this. He did the initial code development. He wrote Bitcoin Core, which is the original software, this current software that you run your node with, right? So Satoshi was active. Like, he was an actual person that interacted with people online. I don't know if anyone ever spoken to him in real life. I don't know. I think he was just an online presence, and he was basically just posting on message boards and mailing lists. And he did that for a year or two, I think, until he disappeared, and he's been completely gone. Nobody knows who he is. Nobody knows who he was. Some people think he was. Assume he might be dead. But he's got the big money bags. And the reason people think he's dead, because the amount of Bitcoin he has is still on the blockchain. It's never moved. Those are Satoshi's coins. If you see Satoshi's coins move, it would be like national news, because that means he's still alive. And but so far that hasn't happened, and we just assume he's dead. There was some speculation as to who his identity was. Some thought he might have been Halving, which was this guy. I guess he lived out in California. He was like a cryptographic or crypto analysis, or I forget what it was. He was very like academia, kind of math, kind of statistics type guy, computer science type guy. But that's just speculation. There was some recent talk that it couldn't have been him, because there was some messages posted on a message forum during a time he was doing a speech or something. So people really dig into this guy and try to figure out who he was. But still, as of right now, nobody knows who he is. The Bitcoin's never moved. And so Satoshi wrote Bitcoin Core. That was the original software, and the current software that you use to send, receive, and create Bitcoin. In the very early days, those first year or two, you could actually mine Bitcoin on the Bitcoin Core client. You didn't need special hardware like this. You didn't need special hardware like video cards. You didn't need a lot of electricity. You could just do it with the CPU in your computer. And that's where, that's back when it was easy to mine Bitcoin, when it was 50 Bitcoin a block. But those days are long gone. That functionality was removed from. So if you go to Bitcoin, if you just Google Bitcoin and download it from GitHub or whatever the website is now, that functionality is not in the software right now. It's gone, because it's impossible. You could let your CPU run for weeks and weeks on end. You probably wouldn't even have a Satoshi. That's how difficult. That's how powerful these machines are. Each board I should take this. That would be a cool little video. Tear down a Bitcoin miner. Each board in this thing contains. Looks like this thing has 4 boards in it. There's probably, I don't know, 100 chips on each board. Each one of those chips are doing hundreds and hundreds of thousands of calculations per second. Maybe more. I don't know. I'm not well versed on it, but it's a lot. There's so much compute power. There's so many of these things running all over the world right now. The difficulty is just it's enormous. So does this show what our difficulty is in here? No. But so yeah, CPU mining was the way to mine Bitcoin in the early days. Then along came GPU mining, graphics card mining. And I remember I had a computer. I special ordered this motherboard on it to have the big PCI. The big PCI slots, and I had 4 AMD. Oh geez, not 10. NVIDIA was the GTX 1080s I had, which I still have in this machine here. They're ancient. I think I had AMD 4050s or something like that. I forget the model number. I had 4 video cards in my computer. I had 2 computers actually. Now that I remember, I had 2 computers, each with 4 video cards in it, chugging along to mine Bitcoin with a program called CG Miner. And that was all Windows based. Was I Linux? No, I think I was Windows based because it was easier. It was kind of, it wasn't like now or recently where you could just download a program, click run, and instantly you're mining Bitcoin. There was like command line shit you had to do, and downloading ADKs for connecting to the video cards. Yeah, it was definitely a nerd thing back in the day, mining Bitcoin. But I did that for a while. I spent a lot of money on certain websites. I'm not going to name which ones, but most of that, all that Bitcoin is gone. Nowadays, I just got 2 of these machines left, and that's my main source of income for Bitcoin. I was for a while, actually, before I was doing this, and I'll post a link. There's a good site if you just want to get like an entry level. If you just want to get started out in Bitcoin, check out Swan Bitcoin. Is there controversy with them? Yeah, the CEO's kind of, I don't know what his deal is. But Swan is different from other websites and they're not trying to sell you Dogecoin. They're not trying to sell you meme coins. They're not trying to sell you all these other fucking coins that everyone got their ass raped on. They just deal with Bitcoin. They have like it's like their mission statement or their ethos is not to mess with these unethical things, these unethical coins. They just keep it strictly Bitcoin. It's been working out for them, right? Just stick with the Bitcoin. If you want to get into crypto, you can. You want to go to the shitcoin casino, you can buy these things and these shitcoins, and they might go to $1 million or whatever. Half the time there's not enough liquidity, you can't get your money out when you try to sell, or you're doing these wallet to wallet jumps. It's complicated. I think when everyone lost all their money, a lot of that stuff got flushed out of the system, and that's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing because everyone assumes Bitcoin is the same as all the other stuff, so it kind of put us in a bad light. But I don't care, whatever, if you think it's shit or not. I really don't care. I believe in it, and I understand how it works, and I understand what it means for people. So I'm not all in, but I have like almost 1 Bitcoin, I think, in the bank account. So one of these days I'll be a whole coiner. That should be your goal in life, to be a whole coiner, because, like I said, 21 million Bitcoin. There can never be more than that. And how many millionaires are there in the world? There's more than 21 million millionaires. So all these millionaires, once they want to start tapping into Bitcoin, which we're seeing now, there's just not going to be enough to go around, right? So is it a get rich thing? for me, listen, I'm not going to get rich off of this. But I feel like it's something that's going to hold its value more than where everyone else is putting their hard work into, right? US dollar. Whew. So I saw a Taco Bell commercial with MC Hammer. I don't know if you guys ever seen that commercial. Oh, we got some chicken. Yeah, that's not my mom. That's my dad. There was a Taco Bell commercial back in the '90s, I think, with MC Hammer. He jumped off the roof of the Taco Bell, and his pants became a parachute, and he gracefully, just safely landed him down. And in that, I don't ask me why I'm bringing this up, because I saw the commercial yesterday. The taco was 89 frickin' cents, guys. 89 cents for a taco. I don't even know what it is now. It's like $2 or something. So the US dollar does not store value very well over time. Right? It's convenient. Everyone takes it. Everyone accepts it. It's easy to transact with. A lot easier than Bitcoin. I gave the homeless guy on the street today 4 $2 bills, and he was very happy. I don't think I can give homeless people Bitcoin. At least I haven't figured out how to do it yet. That's something I've been thinking about. Yeah, the dollar, it just doesn't hold its value. And the way things are going, it just seems like it's getting worse and worse. So, yeah, if you want, you don't have to go all into the Bitcoin. You don't have to make it 100% of your portfolio, but maybe a small amount, 10%, 20%, just put some there. Just forget about it. Don't worry about it. Cool thing about that Swan website is you can set automatic withdrawals, right? So your bank account will take, $20 every paycheck, or $5 a day, or $1 every day, and put those and automatically buy Bitcoin at whatever that price is at that moment in time and deposit it to your wallet. You just don't think about it. You forget about it, and you look a couple years down the road and go, that's pretty cool, right? I got a little dough here. So, hey, we're down to 6 blocks, and we're estimating 40 minutes to go. So our blocks are cruising by here, 6 blocks in 40 minutes. This graphic kind of sucks. I wish this showed a little more, but spur of the moment type thing. This is what we got. So, what we got here? Yeah. Anyway, so that's my Bitcoin spiel here. I'm gonna grab a glass of water. Be right back. Sun is setting. Looks like it's going to be a nice, clear night tonight. Some high clouds, so we should have some pretty colors from the sunset. Downtown Dave is going to get on the bike tonight, and we are going to check out some of the night scenes. They were supposed to turn on the horse Dodge. I forget how you say that. The Dodge Fountain at Art Plaza. We were supposed to turn it on tonight, but I didn't hear back, and I didn't feel like sitting around waiting, so we'll see. I may have gotten a text. Actually, let me check here. Yeah, no word on the Dodge Hart Plaza Fountain. I got into the Hart Plaza yesterday on my bicycle, but it is closed to the public, and nobody can get in there anymore unless you have a credential. So yeah, kind of crappy with all this work going on. Not able to get down there. But it's for the draft, I guess. Workers, they need to be safe and all that stuff. So we got some big stuff coming down the line for Downtown Dave. we got, I don't want to spill the beans too much, but we have a musical production coming out. Yes, this thing is going to be big. I don't even know why I'm doing it. It's kind of silly, but it's fun at the same time. So that's why I'm doing it. This thing's going to be fun. I kind of hope it doesn't go viral because I don't need everyone looking at my online presence, which is probably not so great, such a great thing to be having out there. But I got a pretty, what I think is a pretty funny thing coming up. A couple pretty funny things coming up. So tonight we're going to go for a nighttime bike ride. We are going to check out the colored lights on the People Mover. They put multicolored LEDs on the top of each base holding up the tracks. Looks cool, right? I think it's a permanent thing, which is cool. I'm sure they're going to be rainbow during Pride Fest and all that stuff. But they're really dumping a lot of money into cleaning up downtown. So if you saw today's video, they opened up an arcade. I forget what it's called, but there's an arcade downtown. And, dude, that's going to be closed the minute the draft is done. I guarantee you. That thing is not making money. Get out of here. Rent downtown on Woodward, right by Campus Martius, that rent has to be through the roof. How are you paying that with quarter pinball machine? Well, actually, I should have checked the price of the pinball games. It's probably $2 a game or something like that, right? But I'd imagine this is just some subsidized or something just to have a non-empty storefront in prime location during the draft, which is kind of sad. We just lost our arcade across the street. Detroit Beer Factory? No, not the Beer Factory. I forget what it's called, but across the street there was a bar that has beer prices that changed in real time, like due to supply and demand. I'm not sure like how it adjusted, but if more people were drinking, did the price go up? Or yeah, probably the price would go up. I don't know. I don't know. Like, how is this a good business like thing? Does it help you sell beers that don't move a lot? I don't know. It seems kind of gimmicky to me, but. So they had a bar upstairs, they had a pizza shop next door, Shorty Bell's, which was my go-to place for pizza every day, every other day. My fat butt would go over there every night when I had lunches and grab a slice of pizza. And then in the basement, we had a really cool arcade. All pinball games, they had skee ball, they had some other stuff. It all got shut down, man. That was a real bummer. Rumor is somebody bought it and we'll be opening it back up. In what capacity, what kind of business, who knows. But it'll be nice if they get that back open, especially pizza. That's my other name, Pizza Dave, because I like pizza, right? 6 blocks to go. So it's going to actually be the 840,000th block of Bitcoin that we mine. What we're looking at here are the recent blocks. The most recent was 839,987, and these are going older here. 6 blocks to go. So this is going to 87, 88, 89. Does it make sense? 900. No. Duh. I'm stupid. 839,994 plus 6 is 840,000. So this is the most recent block right here. And this is a kind of a silly graph showing our ascension into that target. I don't really, you're not going to see, like, the price isn't going to change. I mean, the price already has been changing, so it's not like once this happens, it's going to skyrocket. We might see a gradual increase just because due to a supply shock, but it's still, it only takes X amount of dollars to mine a block, and it's still going to be very profitable for these mining companies that have cheap electricity, right? These home miners like me that use these mining programs, we're all effed. we are not going to be able to mine Bitcoin anymore. At least it's not going to be profitable. So that's kind of a bummer. Yeah, it's going to be kind of a bummer. So yeah, this is all hard coded into the code of the Bitcoin Core client. So anyone can run a Bitcoin node. I think the majority of the nodes are run in the U.S., in the United States, which isn't like a really great thing. But there's different kinds of nodes. You can run the actual Bitcoin Core node, like you can download it from GitHub. There's forks of it, which do different things. There's other clients that adhere to the protocol, but they have a different interface. They may have better functionality, things like that. Just be real careful with whatever Bitcoin software or Bitcoin wallet you're going to run. I wouldn't stray too far to the weeds on getting like some weird clients. Actually, I don't even know, like for a newbie today, like what's the best approach to go into Bitcoin, right? If you just want to mess around and buy some Bitcoin and throw it in the wall, maybe a few $1,000s, under a few $1,000s, you can use a wallet on your phone. You don't have to use a special hardware wallet or a complicated setup. You could just use your phone as a wallet. That's okay. That's kind of what they ended up calling a hot wallet. You lose your phone, or your phone gets stolen, or your phone gets compromised. That's where your Bitcoin is. That's where your private keys are that controls that Bitcoin. They might be lost. So once you start getting a large amount of value in your wallet, you may want to look at a hardware wallet. So I don't have one here, but a hardware wallet basically looks like a USB key. They have different kinds. Some have touch screens, some are just like a stick. But on that actual wallet, on that actual device, there's what they call a secure module, right? There's a chip on there, like a special computer chip that contains your private keys. It's allegedly impossible, but NSA, I'm sure they can hack these things, no problem. It's allegedly impossible to get the private keys out of there without your PIN code, without your passcode, right? Let me ask you this that real quick after a drink of water. I have vegetables in my fridge from like 3 weeks ago. Downtown Dave needs to clean his fridge. Hang tight, guys. 1 second.
Son.
1 second. We're gonna go. CD. I bought a CD player, and I don't know how to use it. I feel like I'm 80 years old. Where did you go? Let me just look at some time here. 45 minutes. I like Bach, Johann Sebastian Bach, and I met an old lady at my church, and it turns out we're like turning into like friends, and it's the coolest thing ever. Her name is Margaret, and she goes to St. Aloysius here downtown Detroit, and She is just a social butterfly. Let me tell you, she's talking and talking, and she mentioned to me that she had some extra CDs she's trying to get rid of, and it turned out she had box CDs of Lutheran masses, and I'm not Lutheran, but these are like the same songs we sing at Catholic Mass, I think, and the music is just beautiful. So, thank you. We're gonna have a nice friendship, I think. So, where do we leave off? 4 blocks to go, guys. Holy shnikes. Okay. Yeah. There's supposed to be a Bitcoin halving party at Mr. Paul's Chop House on Grossbeck in I think it's Roseville. I thought it was gonna be tomorrow, dude, but it's tonight. So, I wanted to be there. I haven't met any Bitcoin people. Actually, let me take that back. No, she was a crypto girl. She was anti-Bitcoin. I thought she was the one. She was into Ripple. Oh, that is Ripple is one of the worst S coins out there. Run away from that. It's the most. It's just a scam. It's just a scam. But I haven't There's a Bitcoin meetup every Tuesday at one of the bars down here. I haven't been to it yet. I haven't met anyone that's into Bitcoin really at all in person. It's kind of sad, right? That's just me though. I'm not very social, so I'm sure there's people out there around here. Well, where was I going with that? Bitcoin. Oh, so there's a Bitcoin meetup tonight, I guess, at Mr. Paul's Chop House in Grossbeck, and I thought it was going to be tomorrow, but it's today. So that's all right. They can have fun without me. Mr. Paul's is a cool place, though. Very cool place. It's one of those restaurants you go into, and you feel like you're a mafia guy. It's got like the old 90s, 80s, 90s kind of vibe in there still. Kind of old. The food is fantastic despite like the old kind of feeling in there. I used to get those porterhouse steaks. Freaking things are that big, man. I don't eat them big steaks anymore. I mean, I can, but it kills me. I get the meat spots. Nowadays, I get filet mignon. I don't even eat steak that much anymore, but if I get a steak, I get a filet mignon just because it's the most tender. I don't need that much, and it's delicious. It's the best cut of meat, and it gives you a little belly to enjoy the sides. So, but Bitcoin, so how did I find out about this Bitcoin halving party? There's an app called the Orange Pill app, right? This is a social media app for Bitcoin people to meet new Bitcoin friends. And as you would have guessed, it's a sausage fest, total sausage fest. I think the closest girl is in Ohio or something. But whatever, it's cool. But it kind of shows you people nearby that are into Bitcoin. I mean, it's just Bitcoin focused people, right? Bitcoin, the whole room's about Bitcoin. And then there's you can create geographical groups. And one of the groups here was for the halving party. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it, but I get to spend this time with you guys. So 4 blocks to go, half hour. This is big news, guys. Bitcoin halving coming. You know what we're going to do? We're going to fire up mempool.space, and we're going to put this next to it. Mempool.space is a fantastic webpage for seeing what's going on in real time on the Bitcoin blockchain. So, here we go, baby. How do I make it full screen on a iPad? Steve Jobs. I can't do full screen on. Where's Kyle? Kyle would know how to do this. I don't know how to make. Maybe you can't. There's always going to be a bar on the top, right? So I'll show you what this is. I'm just waiting for this to sync up so I can make sure I'm showing it to you guys, right? Okay, this my big fat belly behind. So I'm looking here. One of these sides is mined blocks, and one of the sides is So this right here, these are all blocks that need to be mined, right? Each one of these blocks have transactions in them that are pending. They're in the mempool. The mempool is when you run a Bitcoin Core client. It's basically a pool of memory on your computer that's shared peer to peer with all the other clients. These are all the transactions that are waiting to be processed, right? When your miner does that magical math operation where they reverse the SHA hash, and not reverse a SHA hash, when they find a SHA hash with a leading number of zeros that match the difficulty, the block gets mined, and the people with the most paying the fees, the highest fees in the pool, well, that's supposed to be who the block is mines next, right? Whoever's paying the most in fees will get into the next block. So these were the most recently. See if I make this a little clear. These are the most recently mined blocks, and they actually show what mining pool mined them underneath it. So I got Foundry, Via BTC, Antpool. Antpool is Chinese, Foundry is United States. F2 pool, I'm not sure, they're big guys. Foundry, Antpool. What I'm looking for is, wow, what is this, Spider Pool? I don't know who that is, but he mined a block with one transaction in it. This is probably being talked about on Twitter. He probably has his client misconfigured or something, or he's not doing something right. Because he missed out on a lot of transaction fees that would have been rewarded to him. When these miners mine these blocks, they not only get the Bitcoin reward of finding that block, which is currently whatever six Bitcoin, but all the transactions that are in that pool waiting to be mined, they're paying a fee, and that fee goes to whoever mines that block, right? So this guy's an idiot. He didn't get anything because he didn't put any transactions into his block. I'm scrolling down here. I just want to find Slush Pool. We're smaller. We are the OG. The OG. It looks like that crashed out. Can we refresh it? Yeah. So I don't see any recent Slush Pool, but these are the amount of These are the blocks that are transactions that are pending to be processed, right? So. In total, oh, look at this. Check this out. So, mempool is showing, you see that block that's flashing yellow? This is the block of the Halving. How cool is that? These guys are fucking cool, man. So, there's going to be a lot of stupid people paying a lot of money to get their Bitcoin transaction inscribed into this block. Well, I'm not saying it's inscribed. To get their transactions mined into this block, right? Inscriptions are another thing. Don't get me started on that right now. This is it, dude. 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks away. I wonder if it says anything special about it. No, the fees look the same to all the other blocks. So. But it's going to be interesting to see what the fees are when this block gets closer, right? So this is a cool thing. So they have this mempool goggles. This appears to be a live look at the current transactions that should be mined in the next block, right? So the bigger ones are obviously have more data in them, and the smaller ones are smaller. I don't think there's really a correlation between the value of the Bitcoin transaction, the value of the amount of Bitcoin being transferred, and the size of it. The size is just
based on how much data is there, like how much uh, information about the transactions, like addresses. If there's a transaction with 1,000 addresses, obviously that's going to be a bigger block, right? Um, the mempool, well, I'll tell you what. I mean, this is kind of controversial. The mempool has been fucked lately. Um, it's just clogged up with shit, and it used to be just Bitcoin transactions, but now we got these retards coming in there. We got these retards in there doing things like inscriptions and putting what they call JPEG, well, putting JPEG data or non-transaction data onto the main chain. It's not ethical. It's not right. I don't think it is. Yes, it's testing the network. I mean, because eventually there's not going to be any more Bitcoin being mined, right? It's just going to be all the revenue that the miners take are going to be based on transaction fees. So some could say that they're kind of testing the future proofness of this network. I don't know, man. I kind of lean the way on thinking that Satoshi wanted to keep the blocks small for a reason. That reason is he wanted to make it accessible to everybody, right? If you make the blocks too big, then you're going to need more hard drive and you're going to need more network bandwidth. That's not good if you're on a dial-up in Africa or some IS or DSL line in the boonies or whatever. Even right now, to sync a node, it's like 300 gigabytes, I think. That's a lot of data. Imagine trying to download that. Now, there's ways you can skip the full download of when you seek your node. You can download like a pruned copy, I think. But Satoshi wanted to keep it accessible because Bitcoin is not just for like rich people and traders and stuff, but it's designed to be available for everyone. You know, people that have slower internet connections and less, operable countries and things like that. So a lot of these shit coins, like Ethereum even, you can't even run a node. Back when it was proof of work, a little side thing, proof of work is what the mining method that Bitcoin uses. Proof of stake is what Ethereum switched to. It used to be proof of work. But when Ethereum was proof of work, there was so much network, there was so much traffic, so much transactions, such a high volume of it, all being jammed in this thing. You have to have a data center, compute, data center network bandwidth to run an Ethereum node, and that's not cool. That's putting control of everything into a few people with big pockets and influence. So Bitcoin puts the power back into the hands of people, of the little people, right? So that's kind of like one of the reasons I like it. We got some hood sun coming. Hope that's not washing out the screen. Whoa! Guys, we just went from 4 blocks to 2 blocks. This is crazy. Did you see that? All right. We're less than 20 minutes, guys. Big money. We just mined 2 blocks in the matter. The last 2 blocks were exactly 2 minutes ago. So, and that happens. Because it's not deterministic or whatever. It's statistical, right? On average, this will average out to every 10 minutes. But there's no reason why 2 machines can find 2 blocks within fractions of a second of each other. That can present problems if 2 blocks are mined at almost the same time, because then it takes a while for the network to figure out which block is the one, right? Where's the chain actually diverging from, right? There has to be consensus on that. And it can take multiple blocks, blocks in the blockchain to determine which part of that chain is the one we're going to stick with, right? I'm not doing the best job of explaining it. It is kind of complicated, let me tell you. But let me show you guys here. The golden block. The golden block is getting close. We're just 2 blocks away. We're just 2 blocks away. How many viewers do we have in here right now? I have 2 viewers. Oh, Wicked Illusion. You are my man. You are my man. So yeah, we're almost there, guys. We are almost there. I can't believe it. So this is a big deal. This is a big deal. Does that show in reverse? No. Okay. Yes. I thought it showed backwards. So, any questions about Bitcoin? Anything you want to ask? Any jokes you want to crack? Let me know. I got 405 subscribers. That's crazy. Last week I had like 320, I think. So Downtown Dave is really getting starting to take off here. Like I said, we got a big music video coming out. Hopefully this Sunday, if I get help of one of my family members here. If not, it might be next week. Next week is gonna be crazy for me because we have the NFL draft coming up. I am downtown. My job is downtown. Everything I do is kind of related to public safety functions, so it's going to be all hands on deck on it for that. But I'm going to do everything I can to make sure Downtown Dave content is getting pushed out there. I want to keep you guys up to date with what's going on. I want to be your eyes and the ears on the pulse of this city down here. I feel like I'm doing a service to the community, right? So I don't even know why I did this Downtown Dave channel. Well, I'll tell you why. They just made me salary, right? So I used to be hourly, and I was kind of working around the clock. I was always busy doing stuff, but now they made me salary. I'm not doing that so much because it's not worth my while, right? I mean, I do work a lot. My normal days can be between 8 and 16 hours a day, but I'm not working 80-hour weeks anymore, right? And just kind of like a normal job, but I have this workaholic mentality where I'm always constantly doing stuff. I get bored, it's just not doing anything. I don't know how people can go through life just not doing anything, right? I don't know. People are weird. So we got 2 blocks remaining. Right now, we will be going down to 3.125 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. So let's do a little math here, guys. There's no fucking calculator on the iPad. Are you serious? There's no built-in calculator. Does Siri know this stuff? Jesus Christ. Oh, forgive me, Lord. Forgive me. I'm sorry. 2 blocks to go, guys. 2 blocks to go. We're estimating. This mempool is estimating 19 minutes. Our website here is estimating 12 minutes. This is going to be big. This is going to be big. So, let's see if we can get some stats. So, how many minutes in a day? $1,440 minutes in a day, right? So that's 144 10-minute blocks, right? So what's 144 times 3.125? 450 Bitcoin are going to be created every day, starting in about 10 minutes from now. It was double that. It's double that right now. So it's being cut in half. That's still a lot of Bitcoin, though. If you think about it, 450 Bitcoin every day. Let's see how many dollars that is. That's 450 Bitcoin is $28 million. Is that right? Is that right? 3.125. Like I said, I'm not good at math, but that's kind of. Oh, guys, we one block to go. All right, we got to get this. Let's get this on the. Holy moly! I don't believe it. Next block, baby. This is it. This is the golden block. Here we go, baby. I don't know if you can see that. This is it. I'm gonna stick with you guys for this one. We're gonna have a party. This is our Bitcoin halving party. I don't have any friends, so you're gonna be my friends for this party, all right? Oh, I can make it big. Oh, this is cool. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll get an image for the title card here. I look like a goofball, don't I? With sunglasses on. Oh yeah, that looks cool. All right, guys. This is it. Let's see. 151 sats per virtual byte. So this is, look at the price here. Everyone's trying to get their Bitcoin into this block. All these shitcoiners with their inscriptions and shit. They're going to value any sat that goes through this block, I think, because why do baseball cards have value? Why does anything have value? Because people place a value on it, right? Holy mackerel. 189 sats of V-byte. 197 sats of V-byte. Whoever mines this block is going to frickin' make out 200 sats of V-byte. Holy moly, guys. So, there's going to be a lot of fees going out of this thing. Holy moly. 2,989 transactions. So I'm just looking at the previous, so this one was 90, this one was 85, this one was 98. Yeah. The golden goose is about to lay her egg, baby. Woohoo! Yeah, baby. All right, this is it. This is the final countdown. 5 minutes to go. This is going to be a day of history, right? I'm going to look at this video probably when I'm 60, 20 years from now. I'll be like, yeah, I remember the Bitcoin halving. I did a live video on it, right? Assuming YouTube is still... We did it! Woo! 840,000 blocks. We just did it, baby. Yeah. Wow. Congratulations, Bitcoin world. We did it. We did it. We did it. We got some, the whale watcher, Bitcoin halving officially complete. Do we see any price action? No, obviously. We're still at 64K, but we did it, guys. I don't believe it. There's 3,050 transactions in that block. And let's open it up. Can we see what's inside of it? So, holy moly. This block Had $2,402,245 in fees. 37 Bitcoin. And people paid in total 37 Bitcoin to get their transactions into this block. Comparing that into the previous block, 1 Bitcoin. It's a miner's paradise. Hey, I wonder who got this one via BTC. I don't know who they are. Too bad it's not Slush Pool, right? Oh, we got the next block. Oh, Brains Pool. Brains Pool used to be Slush Pool. We got the next block. We were so close. Oh man, that is funny. That is really funny. But let's see. So, our final block there, 37 Bitcoin in transaction fees. The next one, people still paying out the ass for Bitcoin, but our block reward is cut in half, baby. It's not a good day to be a miner. At least a Compass mining miner. Wow. So this was fun. This is my first Downtown Dave live broadcast. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm glad you were able to spend time with me on the Bitcoin halving. I'm fortunate to have you guys here with me. So thanks for joining. If you're not subscribed to Downtown Dave, make sure you subscribe and give this one a thumbs up. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.